If you're comparing Odoo and NetSuite, you're in good company. Teams ask us about this every week. Odoo's cheaper, NetSuite's bigger. That's exactly where people make the wrong call. They choose based on price or brand instead of which system can actually grow with them. So in this video, I'll show you how both platforms perform in the real world and the hidden costs that show up after you sign. Here's the part that most people miss. NetSuite and Odoo are built for completely different stages of growth. NetSuite fits companies that already have structure and dedicated finance teams, multiple entities, and steady revenue in the tens of hundreds of millions. Those teams usually need stronger financial controls and reporting that can actually handle that complexity. Odoo is the opposite. It attracts smaller, fast-growing businesses, anywhere from a handful of employees up to a couple of hundred. These teams might still be running parts of the company on spreadsheets or basic accounting apps, but they need something more unified. And if you're in that middle zone, growing fast but not quite ready for a full enterprise rollout, we help companies find systems that fit that stage. Check out softwareconnect.com. So now that you know which each one's for, let's see how they stack up and where it really counts. First, financials. NetSuite stands out here. The general ledger updates instantly, and you could jump from top-level financial reports straight into underlying transactions. That kind of speed matters as your business grows, especially if you're trying to close the books faster and stay in line with standards like ACS 606. Odoo, by contrast, does a solid job with basic accounting, but once you're dealing with heavier transaction volumes or tricky revenue recognition rules, it can take some extra development work to keep things running smoothly. Another big reason people pick NetSuite is its global capabilities. It supports over 200 currencies and local rules, which makes life easier if you're juggling subsidiaries in different countries. Instead of stitching together reports, NetSuite automatically rolls up your financials across your operations. And its Suite Tax tool helps take the headache out of managing sales tax across different regions. It's also worth pointing out that NetSuite runs as a vendor-managed SaaS. Oracle handles the infrastructure and pushes out regular updates twice a year, so you're not stuck with patching security fixes or maintaining servers. That predictability matters if you want to keep IT overhead low and stay compliant without a big in-house tech team. Odoo, meanwhile, stands out for very different reasons. One is its customization potential. Since it's built on Python and JavaScript, your developers can easily shape it to fit your processes instead of the other way around. That's a big plus if you already have an IT or an engineering team because you're not stuck working around the software's limits. Its open design makes it flexible across industries like manufacturing and retail. NetSuite, by contrast, is more of a closed system. You can extend it, but usually through add-ons or SuiteScript. Odoo's modular approach is another huge advantage. You don't have to buy a giant ERP suite all at once. You can start with a couple of apps, say accounting, and then add inventory and CRM when you're ready. That way, you're only paying for what you actually use, which helps keep early costs down. And if you're at that stage, trying to figure out whether to start small with something modular or commit to a full ERP, my team can help. Just visit softwareconnect.com and we'll help get you matched with a system that fits where your business is today and where you want to go next. Now let's talk about downsides because both platforms have them. For NetSuite, the biggest one you'll hear about is cost. Obviously, licenses aren't cheap, and Oracle contracts often include annual price hikes. Many customers see renewals climb year over year, and once you're up and running, moving off NetSuite isn't easy. It's expensive and disruptive. For many companies, the total spend ends up being nearly double what they expected at the start. Manufacturing is another weak point. NetSuite does fine in discrete environments, think bill of materials, assemblies, routings, but it struggles in process industries. There's no built-in support for batch scaling or recipe management, which are vital for food, chemical, or pharmaceutical companies. And for smaller firms, NetSuite can simply be too much. If you're a single entity company with straightforward accounting, you may find yourself paying for features you'll never touch. With Odoo, the challenges look a little different. Unlike NetSuite, which comes with centralized vendor support, Odoo leans heavily on third-party partners. The Community Edition is exactly what the name suggests, community-driven. If something breaks, you're often relying on forums or documentation to sort it out. Even with the Enterprise Edition, the level of vendor support isn't the same as NetSuite's round-the-clock model. The flexibility everyone likes about Odoo can also work against you. Yes, you can customize almost anything, but you'll need people who know what they're doing. For most mid-sized firms, that means budgeting for a certified implementation partner. In practice, your Odoo experience depends as much on your partner as the product itself. The right consultant can make it seamless, and the wrong one can derail your rollout. And that's before you factor in the price tag. Odoo's free Community Edition gets a lot of attention, but it's pretty limited. Fine for invoicing, not for full accounting. Most businesses end up with a paid enterprise plan, which runs about $39 per user per month and unlocks all the apps. NetSuite pricing works differently. You pay a base fee, anywhere from $1,200 to $6,000 a month, plus around $129 per user. A 10-user system might spend around $5,000 a year on Odoo versus $30,000 or more on NetSuite. Implementation can still cost $20,000 to $100,000 for either platform, depending on your setup. So how do you actually choose between them? Here's the quick version. NetSuite fits mid-market companies that need stronger financial controls and built-in structure. Odoo fits growing businesses that want flexibility and lower costs as long as they're okay putting in some technical work. Both systems can do the job. It really comes down to the size and complexity of your business. Of course, NetSuite and Odoo aren't the only players. If you want more options, check out our ERP Roundup page where we cover other choices like Acumatica and Dynamics 365. Or skip the research altogether. Visit softwareconnect.com and get matched with the right system in minutes. Now I want to hear from you. Are you leaning towards NetSuite, Odoo, or something entirely else? Drop your thoughts in the comments because your input actually helps me decide which comparisons to make next. And if you're still exploring, my NetSuite versus Acumatica video is a solid next step, especially if you're in the mid-market. Thanks for watching.